It is 11:26 and I'm getting ready to drop off my coils here in Springdale, Arkansas. And I've already got a message to drive down to Fort Smith, like I thought, when this load is done. So the challenge is trying to guess on where the load's going to go. I'm hoping it's heading north because the south is still hot. Whew. It's warm here. I don't know what the temperature is, but you know, when you work outside, you tend to perspire. What that gentleman has in front of me in that the other Maverick truck, those are what I'm carrying, are 2 skidded coils, all plastic wrapped and ready to be taken off the truck. Mine is untarped. There's actually a representative from Maverick here. Really nice guy. He helps out, and I think he takes information on trucks that may need beautification. Not in the sense that we need to clean our trucks, but that you know, if there's wheels that are rusty on your trailer, he'll actually mark it down so you can get your trailer tires serviced. And I've met him on several locations actually, and he very nice guy. He's often helps me unload and or load. You know, I've seen him at there's a drywall place in somewhere, Nowheresville, Oklahoma. I can't remember the actual name of the town, but they do drywall there. Broken Bow, maybe. And he was there, and he helped me strap down my drywall. Super nice guy. Anyway, the day should go pretty smoothly, I think. The only thing with going to Fort Smith is hoping that I can pick it up in the Maverick yard versus going across the street. Because as is often the case, they give specific appointment times, and they're very strict. So if they schedule it like 3 hours from the time I arrive, I'll have to sit there until it's time for that load to be ready. Sometimes it's completing the manufacturing process on that particular load that we're waiting for. It's not that it's just sitting there waiting to be picked up. So I'll head there next. It's so far it's been a really nice day. Driving this morning was just fog as far as Missouri is long on I-44. So anyway, you can let's see if it'll focus in here on there. It tends to brighten up, so there, you can kind of see where I'm at and where I'm going, and that will do half my day, and we'll see where I go from there. When I did my 30-minute break yesterday in I guess it would be East St. Louis, there's a Flying J 10 minutes from my house, in between Belleville and St. Louis and East St. Louis. And so while I was doing my 30-minute break, my wife came down, brought some dinner, and we ate dinner in my car, and I was able to spend a little time there with my family, and I was grateful for that. And then I drove for another hour and a half, and then stayed the night at this super large truck stop, and I can't remember the name of it, but it wasn't a Pilot, it wasn't a Flying J, it wasn't a Love's, but it was a good one. And even inside the truck stop itself was nice. It must have been recently renovated. Anyway, that's it for now. We'll see what I'm actually going to carry on the back of this truck, and it's most likely, you know, it's going to be some kind of steel bar. It'll either be spaced apart with blocks in between, or it won't. And I'm gonna maybe have to tarp it. We shall see. That's an extra. Every time I tarp, it's $25 extra. So I'm hoping it's a tarp job, because tarping those loads goes quick. So it's like 15 to 25 minutes of time for $25, and I like that. Somebody wanted to know how I do my pre-planning, my trip plan. Well, this is how it works. It's really, it's like driving your car. it's not really that much different than, you know, hey, I'm going to drive across country. So I get a work assignment. Then I take that information and I put it in here. All the shipper address, the consignee address, when I pick up. I guess the important stuff is blurry right now. Here, I'm holding my camera up like I can't point it down. Okay, focus, tapping, doesn't work. Thanks, camera, you're awesome. Anyway, there's a pro number we put up on top and then a pickup number right underneath that. So when we go to pick up our loads, like here's a sheet of information, I'll use that address and I'll punch it in my GPS. Because, you know, I'm a former Air Force, we work smarter, not harder. So I'll put it in, and they give us, hopefully I can get this done before they start unloading us, because this guy's fast. They give us empty and loaded miles. So like here, my empty mileage from here to here says 72. So if that's within a couple miles of what they allow, I don't change anything. Now if it's crazy, then I open up my map book, but I usually do that anyway, because I'm sorry, I'm trying to do this looking through my phone and it's really dark. And I already know this route, so I don't really have to go in my map book, because I've been here before and then driven to Fort Smith, because I'm just driving down 540. I do have to change this a little bit, because I do not do this crazy stuff that the GPS says. I want it to get off on this exit where the cat scale is and go straight down and cut across instead of this whole backtrack thing. I don't know why. See, that's why you can't really trust your GPS 100%. You have to take a look at where it's in the fine details. In addition to what I just did on my GPS, and I'll fix that in a minute. In fact, here, let me, I'll zoom out and I'll force it to go where I want it to go. Here, I thought this was going to be quick. So I want it to get off on this exit. And the thing is, with my GPS, it's really touchy. When you touch, see, I let go and it moves. It's like, seriously, stay where I let go. So I want to get off right there. See, it highlights the route. I add as a via, and it reroutes. Yeah, add to start, and it'll take me right to that exit, so I can go the route I want to go, not what my GPS wants.
Proceed to the highlighted route.
So once I've confirmed that if my GPS has got, you know, when you're going 800 miles and you see a big curve in your routing, you open your map book up to the state that you're going to, and I'm just popping it open to New Mexico, because if your GPS, sorry, fingers everywhere. If my GPS was saying, hey, go up here and then back down, I'd be like, well, I can go straight across on legal roads. That would save me miles. So that's kind of how it works. Now, in addition to that, I would look to see how many gallons of fuel I have.
It has very definite views.
Sorry, everything's ready for me to roll on the road. So, right now I have used I don't know if you can see that. I've used 78 gallons. So I would say, there, now it's sharp. Oh, I would determine how many gallons I have left to use, and then look at my GPS for that many miles down the road for an authorized fuel stop. And plug it into my GPS, and that's it. Once I've done that, then I'm good to go. So that's pretty much a trip planning down and dirty. And this is not the best way to do it. This is not the only way to do it. I'm just showing this because somebody requests to see how I do it. So if you're going to provide suggestions on how I can do it better, I can care less. Because I like the way I do it. And I don't need any help. Because, yeah, I got this one down. Hope that explains how the trip planning goes, because there's really not a whole lot to it. You're picking your destination. Hey, what's the shortest way I can get there? Where do I want to get fuel at along the way? and then you drive. It's like driving your car, because people plan their trips when they're driving somewhere, and then they plan on where they're going to go get their fuel. So it's really not any different. The only thing is you have to, if you're going to rely on any GPS, make sure it's a trucker's GPS, otherwise you're going to get hosed driving on unauthorized roads. That's why I verify with my truck atlas to make sure that it's all good. So, starting the truck and moving. Time to go to work. Alright, it's 7:17 in the evening. It is, it's approaching winter, so obviously it's getting darker soon, and I got a hangnail and it's bothering the heck out of me. I got a preloaded trailer, so I always fear those. But it's like 2 numbers off from what I had before, so they're probably about the same. Yeah, I don't even. Anyway, what I have is steel bar, and it's blocked in the center of each, or I should say, each bundle has several wood blocks along the length of it in between each set, and you can see how thick these bars are compared to my hand. This is 45,525 pounds of steel is what it says on the paperwork. And I've got 4 chains and 2 straps, so that covers 48,000 pounds worth of product as far as securement value. And as always, I tried to. This was a preloaded trailer. And how can I talk with these noisy trucks driving around? Man, truckers. It was a preloaded trailer, but they put 6 timbers on the deck, which is kind of unusual. Probably a little low. I don't think they necessarily needed 6, but hey, cool. So I ended up, I had ample places to chain down of my 4 chains that I put on, and these are the coil pads we use. I don't know if you can see it from that angle in the low light, but it's pretty thick, and the chains are rock solid on here. These pads are obviously here to protect the steel product itself from any gouging that may occur from the chain. And I alternate my snap binders, one on each. I snap from opposite sides as I go down, so there's kind of it's not all pulling to one side, it's kind of compensating for each other. And again, the two-point hookup that Maverick requests that we use. This is their trailer. This is their chain. So I'll hook up the way they tell me to. This is the first primary method, I should say, for securing a chain, because you got 2 points of contact for this one chain. And then, of course, on the front and back, we have a belly wrap, 4-inch strap around all of the product, holding it together. So it comes over the top, underneath, and then back over the side again. So this is one strap going over the product one whole time. And we do that again at the front. So I guess if you've ever seen Romeo and Juliet, this is I found out where Romeo is. He's in Michigan, because that's where I'm going. I'm going to Romeo, Michigan, and I won't even make it there tomorrow. It's so far away. It's going to be a solid drive day. I like those. It's nothing but driving, so my day, instead of being 11 to 14 hours long, it'll probably be. Oh, my son called. He's painting. I've finally progressed enough on that room I'm building in downstairs that he's able to paint. It's his room, so he's painting it. I'm trying to walk around to the front side of this no name brand truck stop so I can get a drink. I've been drinking water and Gatorade recently. Really like orange for some reason. I'm sure Gatorade isn't as good for you as many other things anyway. I guess what I wanted to say earlier before my interruption in the video was I'm hoping I don't over romanticize these trucking videos, because when all's said and done, you're working, 11 to 14-hour days. This isn't a 9-to-5 job. Yeah, it's kind of funny to it's almost like we've been given the opportunity to work more. I don't know if that's the way they would say it anyway. But I know there's a couple bills in Congress right now that might change the whole kit and caboodle for the trucking industry, so we'll see what happens. Knowing my luck, this place will be all shut down because it looks like they're doing construction. Oh wait, there's a way in. All right. Till tomorrow.